Hi everyone, in today's class we'll learn about a few more options present on Tinkercad. The last time we discussed about the view cube, the home icon, the zoom in, zoom out and the fit view to selected shape options. In today's class we're going to learn about the hide option, group, ungroup, align and lock editing option. So we're going to learn about all these options by while actually making something on Tinkercad today. So we've decided to make a wrench. So the basic rule that we follow while designing any object on Tinkercad is, or while designing any 3D object is, we divide the complex object into simpler and smaller components. We then design those components and then join them together for us to be able to make one big complex design. So the same way, we'll make a very basic wrench that you must have seen at your house. We will divide that wrench into three parts: the handle, the jaw and the ring. And we will then separately make those parts and in the end join them together to make a wrench. Okay, so let's get started. Let's go ahead and first change our project name to wrench. And yeah. So I will now left click and drag a box onto the work plane. So the moment I click on the box and drag it, this drop down comes that gives me different properties that can be changed above the box. Also, if you notice, there are these pointers here. Upon clicking on them, it will let me know the dimensions of the box and also let me change the dimensions of the box. So I will go ahead and change the dimensions of the box. I will first be changing the length of the box to 100 mm. I will then go ahead and change the height to 5 mm, and then I will change the width of this one to 15 mm. Yeah, so this is how simple and easy it is for us to be able to done with the handle. Okay, so now that we are done with the handle, we will move it onto one corner of the work plane, and we'll discuss about two options that we can use if we have a lot of stuff on the work plane. For example, this is a simple project wrench, so we'll have only three components for us to make. In case if it's a bit more complex than simply three components, and it has a lot of components that are supposed to be made before we can all join them together and make one big project. So in those cases, there is always a fear of you accidentally changing the dimensions of one of the components that you've designed. So you can always go ahead, select the component and then click on lock editing, which will then lock editing for this particular object, and you won't be able to make any changes to its dimensions or anything while this option is on. So you can go ahead and do that. And in case if you'd like to change the dimensions, you can simply unlock editing and then go ahead and change the dimensions. Also, if you want more space on the work plane, you can always go ahead and hide the components that you've already made, and you can then bring them back the moment you want to join all the components. So I will click on this option right here, and I will click on this object right here, and then I'll click on this hide option, hide selected. So if there are two objects you've made, or three or four, you can select them all and then click on hide selected, which will hide the object from the workplace, so you have ample amount of space to then work on whatever project you're working. And then if you want to recall those objects that you had previously made, you simply need to click on this bulb here that says show all. It will bring back the objects that you hid. So this was about the lock editing and the hide option. Now we will go ahead and make the ring, for which I am going to drag a cylinder onto my work plane, and I'll be changing the dimensions of the cylinder. I'll be changing the height of the cylinder from 20 to 5 mm. We'll be keeping the height of every component that we designed for us to be able to make a wrench in this case to 5 mm, so that all our components are on the same height. Yeah, so I will now go ahead and change the dimensions to 25 mm and 25 in this case. Yeah, looks good. I will now be dragging another cylinder onto the work plane, and I'll change its height to 5, and I'll be changing the dimensions also to, let's say, 17 mm and 17 in this case as well. Yes. So you must be wondering why we have two cylinders on the work plane. So in order for us to make a ring, we need to subtract this circular disc, the smaller circular disc, from the larger circular disc that we've made out of a cylinder. So we'll use the group ungroup options for the same. So for us to be able to subtract a smaller circular disk, we will convert this solid circular disk into a hollow one. Whichever object is it that you want to subtract from the other object, you will convert that object into a hollow object and then go ahead and subtract it. Now we need to place our disk on the parts which we want to subtract from this circular disk. So to efficiently place the disk, we will go ahead and select both the disks, and I will then go ahead and click on this align option that will help me perfectly align my smaller circular disk right in center of the bigger solid circular disk. So the moment you clicked on align, you will see these lines and these buttons here. So if I click on it, it will bring both the disks in the line, and clicking on this will bring my hollow circular disc right in the center of my solid circular disc, which is the way I want it to be subtracted from. So now that my hollow disk is placed right where I want to subtract it from the solid circular disc from, I will go ahead and click on this group option right here. Clicking on the group option will allow me to subtract this, will allow me to subtract the hollow circular disc from the solid circular disc. And with this, we have our ring part ready for our wrench. Now moving on to the third part, which is the jaw, we will drag another cylinder onto the work plane, and as I told you, we'll be changing the height to 5 mm, and we will be changing its dimensions as well. Let's say to 30. Yeah. And if you've noticed how the jaw of a wrench looks like, so I think we'll take the help of a polygon. We'll subtract a polygon from this circular disc. Before doing so, we need to make some dimensional changes in it. And let's see if this would, oh, this is too small. So let's change dimensions of this one as well. So since that is, let's make it 20. Or we can, yeah. So now the goal is to subtract our polygon from cylinder in the same way that we did with a while back with the two discs. So I will click on the polygon and I will make it hollow. So the moment it is hollow, I will go ahead and select both my objects. I will click on align. I will align my object. I would suggest that you manually align your polygon, because you don't want it to be exactly in the center, rather you want it somewhere on one side, yeah, like this. Yeah, so you can then go ahead and select both the objects. So this drop down now tells me that both the objects are selected. I can then click on the group option, which will subtract my polygon from the cylinder and give it the shape of a jaw of a wrench. So while making the jaw, the handle and the ring, we learned about the hide option, we learned about the lock editing option, the group option and the align option. So we will now go ahead and assemble our components for the wrench. for which we need to rotate this handle. So using this arrow right here, I will rotate it. You can also manually enter the degrees that you want to rotate it to. So I rotated the handle, and then I placed my circular ring. Okay, so this looks perfect. You can still go ahead and check it out from all sides so that there is no space left out, and when we combine all three components and actually print it in 3D, it comes out as one neat wrench. Okay, yeah. So now I'll go ahead and select all three components. Yeah, so the drop down tells me all three shapes have been selected. I can then go ahead and click on group option. So now this is one single wrench. Okay, so if you click on it now, it will tell you only one shape is selected because we've combined three shapes and we've made them into one. Let's go ahead and change its color to more of like a wrench. You can also add the text which generally is there above a wrench, the name of the company which has maybe manufactured it or so you can go ahead and customize it with your own name. So from the Tinkercad drop down that is present here, go ahead and select text and numbers, drag out the text box here, enter the text that you would like to be displayed on the wrench. You can add your name, or you can add whatever you like. Now it's time to change the dimensions of this particular. So I will change it to 3. I would also like to, oops, I would also like to change the, yeah, the length to, let's say, 30. Yes. So, and the width of this text also I'll reduce to 5. And you can go ahead and then select the font. So I would like to change the font of this text. Yeah. So you can now gently place it on your, you need to first lift it from the workspace. So this arrow right here allows me to lift any object from the work plane. So since the height of this wrench is 5 and the height of this is, I think, yeah, 3. So I'm going to lift it this much, 4 mm, and then I will align them together and place it exactly where it is supposed to be. Yeah. So if you can see, this wrench has now been inscribed with the name of the company or the name of the person who made it. So go ahead, customize your wrenches. Thank you for joining.